Good evening, everyone. Thank you all so much for being patient there. Had a little bit of a technical hiccup at the last minute, surprisingly. We got a little bit of extra time with the 528 solfeggio music, that never hurts. So, tonight we've got a great title, which is First Breath. And my sentiment on it before I turn it over to Christopher for the rest of the show is something I learned quite a while ago, back when I was like 18 years old and first studying astrology seriously, which is that the whole premise behind astrology is that when we first draw breath on the planet, that's when we're most susceptible to the psychic forces that are out and around in the air. And that first breath makes this stamp imprint of our unconscious mind. And if we don't do anything to consciously change it, that map is pretty accurate. So, once we're on a spiritual path, the astrology chart, I tell people all the time, the astrology chart is not the end-all be-all. As bad as it could ever be for anyone, there's this great saying I love, the worst person, I'll show you something right about them, and the best person, I'll show you something wrong. But a person on the spiritual path, the astrology doesn't matter. It's all about staying centered, and when we go off of center, being able to come back quickly, and directing our thoughts in such a way that we create a better and better reality together. So thank you all so much for being here. Enjoy the show, and here's Christopher.
Hey, thank you all very much. We always start the show by sending a lot of blessings, a lot of good juju. So I light this incense. The incense comes from Bhutan and Tibet, as I've said before, from the Rinpoche, and so I want to send you a lot of great blessings for your transformation. Your transformation, as Kenan was saying, is really a spiritual one. It's a growing transformation. And the whole point behind the show is to send you as much great energy as you could possibly receive to be able to help transform your life for the better. So great blessings to you with the incense. And tonight we've been trying to get Zoom going tonight we were going to interview John Starklink on the show because he's been with the show for a year and a half now since it started, because we wanted you all to start meeting each other and actually get to see each other's face through the Zoom meeting, but we had some kind of a glitch, and I don't think it's going to work, is it, Kenan?
It might work on Sunday.
It might. We're going to try to do it again on Sunday. That's why we were just a little late with the program today, is because eventually we want to get every one of you, just if you want to, only if you want to, on the show, just interview you, say hi, maybe tell about some of your spiritual experiences, and that way it helps to build the community, solidify the community. And so tonight I'm going to. John says I'm with you, Kenan. I don't know what that means. Is he showing up on Zoom?
Well, now he is, yeah.
Now he is. Okay, let's try this. Let's interview John. Let's try him if we can get him on. We've never done this before, so please just be patient. I will get a card for you read eventually.
Stand by.
Stand by. We're technically working this out. We've never done this before, but I'm kind of excited because we're going to get to know each other. Never done this before, but I'm kind of excited because we're going to get to know each other. Never done this before, but I'm kind of excited because we're going to get to know.
Okay, so,
John, you may have a minute here to comb your hair, so maybe comb your hair. I don't know. We're trying to get you on.
Yeah, okay, so I'm just going to switch it to John directly,
Okay.
and then we'll be able to hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
So, John, what I'm going to do is switch it to you, and they won't be able to hear us. So it'll just be you.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that good?
All right. Stand by. Here we go.
Okay. Hey, good to see everybody. Boy, it's nice being able to share, a little bit of experience, not only with the show like a lot of us have, but it's also really nice to try to open up a whole new dimension to the show. So I'd like to say hello to everybody. I see your names every week, and I got to tell you, the camaraderie that we've been able to establish through Chris and Kenan has been pretty substantial, and I got to tell you, I really appreciate getting to know everybody. Chris's show has brought a lot to all of us, I think, and most importantly is that every time we pull a card, we learn more about ourselves. And it's, if anybody's interested, and I know everybody is, in self improvement, this is definitely the way to go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Did you all hear him? I hope you heard him.
Yeah.
It was great. Thank you, John.
Stop talking.
they can still hear him now, so that's what I got to mute it.
Okay. So thank you, John. That was awesome. So eventually, let me know through text or if you'd like to be on the show. And can you hear? Is this an echo?
It's done. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. All right. Anyway, so if you'd like to be on the show, please let us know. I'm not going to just openly call on you to be on the show, but because I have to send you a Zoom link, and we're going to try this. We'll get it to where hopefully it's side by side, and all of you will be able to see whoever is being interviewed or talking, and me and Kenan, if at all possible. But thank you for being patient. I appreciate that. It's well worth it to start meeting people. John's up in Wyoming. He's been with the show since the very beginning. We've known each other for 20 years. He's had some really incredible, amazing experiences. So I want to share the first group card with you tonight. And it's called First Breath. And so I thought it was interesting that Kenan chose the subject of first breath, and talked about the astrology, and that we're really not the victim of circumstances. It's how we view the circumstances and be able to rise above it. That's this first breath. This card is about not having to do anything, but to allow. What caused you, when you were born, to take that first breath? You weren't even thinking about it. It's just something that came natural. So with life, trust that even though there's some rough spots and there are things that we don't understand, with each breath, make that like the first breath. It's a new beginning. It's all our mental training. And if we've been trained a certain way, we can untrain the same way. It takes some time, but believe me, it's absolutely worth it. This is a new world revealing itself around you. All that's important to do is just observe. And the human mind, it really, we always we tend to go to like labeling. Oh, what does this mean? How am I going to make sense of this? I've got to name this. What do I call this? What's happening now? let go. Absolutely let go. Allow the experience it without labeling or trying to name it. So just go with it and breathe like your first breath. Use it for new beginnings. Use this new breath. I know, Dawn, you're on the show tonight. You teach yoga. You know how important the breath is. And I find that a lot of the reason I do this show is to help me remember to do what it is that I'm teaching, what I'm showing. And that's such a great reminder. So take a deep breath. This is a world you're creating that you can play in, and you're recreating your world. So thank you, John, for that introduction and flying by. But we're going to get you on again to where when we get all the kinks worked out, we'll have you on again. And then let me know through text or through phone call that you'd like to be on the show, and we'll schedule you. We're going to try to get John on again on Sunday so he can tell a little bit more. Okay? All right. Who's next? Who's first?
Laurel's on first.
Laurel's on first. Awesome, Laurel. Okay. So, Laurel, anywhere where you're striving to be better, can you let go of that and just allow and know that you are already better? This is the purity card. I was doing some research on beauty throughout the ages, and how different cultures viewed beauty. In Japan, they used to bind the feet. In the Orient, they used to bind the feet because tiny, tiny feet were supposed to be beautiful, even though it caused a tremendous amount of pain and damage to the body. In Greece, they had little tiny lipsticks because if you did the whole lip, that was called garish. It was horrible to do. Women that weighed over 200 pounds were more desirable. It's all a construct. And are you willing to let go, Laurel, of any constructs of how you think life should be and let it go? Because there are new ways of you viewing things. You know, a mother doesn't say to their child when they're born, "Oh, this is an ugly baby." Because that child is really beautiful. Does the universe have any judgment on ability, on looks, on weight, on talent? No. They honor you for what you are. And so, Laurel, in all aspects, honor yourself for who you are, what you do, because you're pure. You are pure. Last show I talked about the term "should I," and the word "should" is ambiguous. It keeps you out of yourself. So when you're asking a question of the universe, is show me the best route to take now. Not should I do this or should I do that? What is this? What is the best route for me to take? And it will appear. The path will appear for you. Okay, who's next?
Great. Marilyn Pitts.
Hey, Marilyn. give Larry our regards and thank you so much for being here. And I'm glad things are working out so well for you. Miracles is the natural state of the universe, Marilyn. So you see this goat. If any of you have ever seen mountain sheep, they're wondrous. Like, I've seen them on the sheer face of a cliff. I mean, straight up and down. And they're just traversing up this cliff. That is a miracle. But it comes natural to the universe. How much more so for you on the show? And Marilyn, thank you for pulling this card, because this is the commencement. This is the commencement of new miracles. Just like the first breath of a baby, the first breath, the continuing breath that we all breathe here on this planet, it's a new beginning. Each breath is a new beginning. As I mentioned on my Facebook, each breath that we breathe, you're breathing in 10 to the 22nd power of atoms. That's 10 followed by 22 zeros. You're breathing in 1,000,000 atoms from everyone and everything that has ever lived or is living. So there is this connection. So breathe in a new beginning, breathe in miracles, because the miracles is what the universe is based on. And the fact that any of us are actually even here, that is a miracle. And so expect miracles. Be free of being surprised when miracles show up. Okay. Who's next?
Great, it's Hannah De La Vega.
Hannah De La Vega. Okay, Hannah, thank you for being here. I'm sorry I didn't get the chance to call you back, but I will call you later. All right. So the universe is also a magician, Hannah. And when you're in an audience in front of a magician, you're not trying to figure out how he did the trick. You're simply enjoying the show. You're not worried about what's coming next. You're not worried about how he's doing the trick or the magic. I'll call it magic. The same with the universe. Be free of trying to figure it out, but notice where you're getting caught and go back to enjoying the show and knowing that it's going to work out. Trusting and be free of the distractions of, now how did he make that flower disappear? No, just trust that the flower disappeared. Seeing is not believing. Believing is seeing. So believe. You're a dynamic creator. You write the music. You write the songs. Partner with the universe to create this beautiful music for yourself. Okay? All right. Who's on next?
Awesome. It's Diane.
Hey, Diane. Okay. there's something with the Beach Boys. This is called the Surfer card. You've been practicing for 60, 70 years. It's like a surfer, right? That goes into the ocean. This is about letting go and riding the wave. The surfer cannot control the wave. He just can control himself while he's on the wave. And this is a lily. So the lily is, I believe it's the 3rd year anniversary. I could be wrong, but it's the 2nd or 3rd year anniversary. I think it's the 2nd year anniversary of someone who's passed. So there's someone that passed around 2 years ago. And she's talking about having more movement or more freedom. And that's what she's trying to convey to you, is to loosen up, let go. Literally, physiologically, do some stretches, do some yoga, but let go physiologically of stuff that's been in your system, because she's talking about, it's almost like a form of arthritis that she had, or a stiffening of the joints, because she just became too rigid. So this is about her coming through and saying, let go. All right, who's next?
Great. Did you get Hannah De La Vega?
I did. I got Hannah.
That's what I thought. So Don Cox is next.
Hey, Dawn. Okay. What's in store for Dawn tonight? All right. So anywhere, Dawn, where you have felt you've had to dumb down your brilliance, or you don't want to stand out, or you want to be free of making a scene, or standing out, anywhere where there's any anywhere where you've been taught that what you say doesn't matter, can you let go of that? Or that in any way, shape, or form you're the cause of an issue or a situation. When situations come up, there's something to learn from them. It's not necessarily our fault or our wrongness. Are you willing to let go of any wrongness around a situation, or anything that you've taken on yourself around having done something bad, or and are you okay? Are you willing to let? Are you willing to shine your brilliance free of all apologies? or free of the need to apologize, or that you did something wrong or bad. Are you willing to let go of that? And any of us that are on the show where we've taken on this wrongness or this religious teaching of we were born in sin. What if that was not true at all? What if that's a construct? And that the masters that came here to the earth, Christ be one of them, came here to teach enlightenment, to actually teach this connection with Source and with God. So this is rising above the common lights of common mankind. This is stretching you into a higher brilliance, a higher way of being, and just a higher way of being. Not necessarily doing, it's coming your way. Stay out of your head. Okay, who's next?
Awesome. Yeah, it's John Clintlinger.
Okay, John. Thanks for being on the show. So, John, are you willing to let go of fixing stupid? There's a lot of things you can fix, right? You're a great mechanic. You can fix things. This is the first. Your dad's coming through. And as a cop, as a policeman, think about some of the stories he told where the best thing that he could have done for people was to arrest them and throw them in jail, allowing people to hit rock bottom. There are people that have to lay and stay in delusion until they get the issue, until they get the problem. Now, you either get it now or you get it later. Now, John, is better than later. Later could be lifetimes for people. That's their process. And be free of, and just not just cut the threads between people where you're expected to do. Okay, so let's say you're in front of me and I hand you this and you're expected to take it. Okay? And so that creates a thread between you and I. And I can even just say, I don't have to say anything. I just hand this, I put this in front of you and you go, okay, I guess he wants me to take it. And you assume you take it. That creates a thread. So even not responding to people sometimes is necessary to break that thread. But some of them are cords, some of them are even cables. So this is breaking free or wasting your energy on trying to fix stupid. Okay, good.
Brilliant. It's Lindsay and Austin.
Okay, Lindsay and Austin. Okay, Austin, it's important to remember to breathe. What I'm seeing here is if you own a bike and you do bike riding and you do more, you do a 2 or 3, 4, 5 miles with the bike, you learn to take the bike pump with you and some tire patches just in case. And just even to repair a small toolkit. And you get a couple of flat tires, you learn pretty quickly to start taking that toolkit and that tire patch and that air pump with you. So, are you willing to let go of beating yourself up for having a flat tire without having the toolkit or the pump? Where there are no mistakes, there are just learnings. And as long as you learn, as long as you learn, to take what you need with you, but this has to do with breathing. So I'm getting like a tense situation or a like an emotional situation. Remember to breathe, right? Breath is the tire pump from the universe. Okay. And stop putting holes in yourself. Blame, shame, and guilt. And anyone that is trying to put blame, shame, or guilt, again, it's like I was talking about John, is just dropping that thread, dropping that blame, shame, and guilt feed that's going through the thread. All right, Lindsay, here we go. So, I'm going to go back to a bicycle. Okay? When you learn to ride a bicycle, you tip over. Now, if you're determined to learn to ride a bicycle, you forget about the fear of tipping over. And you get on the bicycle. And you learn to ride the bicycle. You eventually get there. You don't stay down. You know, when your girls fell when they were little, they got back up. Right? They cried. They may have skinned a knee, but they got back up. You're going to get back up. Keep going. You're learning to maneuver this life and to let go of any dead weight that you no longer need or no longer serves you. But keeping the mind occupied so it doesn't run wild. Because then when it starts to run wild, then it brings up these emotions, the brain doesn't do time, and you start reliving events that happened in the past. Keep those thoughts absolutely positive. It will bring back the equilibrium. Get some yellow flowers. Get some yellow paint. Paint some yellow flowers. That's even better. Because there's something with the mental state of yellow that helps to uplift and upbuild. And then, I don't know if you're planning on Park City, but I love those mountains. Spend a weekend in the mountains. Okay. All right, who's next?
Great. It's your student, Two Twisted Tarot.
Two Twisted Tarot. Okay, thank you for being here. So this is the Inventor card. Are you willing to let go of how it's going to work out? Or how it's all going to come together? Because no matter how good an imagination you have, no matter how good of an inventor you have, you know who's better? The universe. So you can go, hey, this or something better, but allow the universe to bring the better. and be free of getting stuck on how you think it has to work out. You know, the guy that invented the sewing machine, I think I've told this on the show before. For centuries, right? They would thread the needle, and we still do, if you're manually sewing something, at the top of the needle. So he couldn't figure out how to build this machine and keep the thread at the top of the needle. He's like, I don't know how to do this. So he fell asleep in front of the fire, and he had this dream of these Aborigines chasing him and throwing spears at him. And he's like, he looked at the spears, and there were holes in the middle of the spear, not at the top, in the middle. He woke up and going, oh my God. The universe gave him the answer in a very bizarre way, and that's why sewing machine needles have the hole in the middle, not at the top. He figured out how to do it. Let go of control. Are you willing to let go of control? I'm not telling you what to do. I just highly recommend of letting go of control about how something's going to work out, and allow it to work out, because as I said earlier, the universe is your partner. Okay, who's next?
Hey, it's Gio and Kat.
Gio and Kat. Gio and Kat. Okay, both. All right, Dr. Jared, here we go.
I know for sure Jared's here. I kind of guessed Kat.
Yeah. So, Jared, we spoke just before the show. And I hope I don't mind sharing with the group, but some of you, for instance, I don't go very often down to Central Phoenix. It's an old part of town. It can be there can be a lot of spirits there. And I'm not saying don't go. I'm just, anyway, Jared was talking to me about creating this like bubble, this protective bubble, which is a great exercise. But it could be a bubble. It's a bubble for Jared. It could be something else for you. But this is like, and any spirits or entities that have not moved on, that are there, let them know you've not made any progress. It's time for you to move on. Get out of this bubble. This is not your space. This is my space now. And he's been expanding that. So keep doing that, Jared. When you look at a pregnant woman, she protects that baby in that womb, but it's not just, it's like watching what she eats, watching what she drinks, getting the right nutrition, going the right places, not exercising or exercising enough. My point is keep doing it. You don't just do it once. It's important to keep doing it. It's like I tell people to put salt under their bed. We'll change it out every week or two. Salt, if you're new on the program, has a certain vibration or frequency that keeps lower frequencies away. So my point is keep doing it, Jared. This is to preserve. This is called the Preserver card. The other thing you can do, dissolve salt in water. I just thought of this. Okay, this isn't from me. This is from, I'm getting this download. Get a spray bottle, dissolve salt, put it in the spray bottle, and you can actually clean an area with the spray bottle. Okay, and we've got Kat. All right, Kat, here we go. So, Kat, anywhere where you might be limiting your life or limiting the universe, are you willing to let go of that now? Are you willing to let go of how it has to be? And I'm asking everybody on the show this question. So this is very similar. Was it to Toot Tarot? Is that?
That was who was just before.
Yeah, it was just before. So this is similar, but this is access to unlimited power. This is access to unlimited possibilities. Open yourself up, or I'm not going to tell you what to do. Highly recommend you open yourself up to unlimited possibilities. Oh, excuse me. Are you willing to let go of either or? Either I do this or I do that, or either I do this or let go of either or in any way, shape, or form. How can I do both? How can I do it all? That's a more expansive way. Universe, show me now how. And let go of either or. And I think I know that you're not the only one with that either or issue that you just had in the past. Okay. And then we have
Marilyn and Abby next.
Marilyn and Abby. All right. No one, Abby, you spill something on your blouse or your jeans. Highly recommend not changing those jeans or that blouse for, several weeks. You'll need to. Yeah. You don't need to change. If you can change your blouse, if you can change your pants, if you can change your hairstyle, if you can change the color of your toenails, that's all energy. Your clothes are energy. Your hair is energy. And you're shaping energy. You're changing style, you're changing color. Abby, Ashley, Lindsay, Laurel, John, Austin, everybody on the show, Marilyn, change the energy. If you have to shout it, then shout it, but change the energy. You have the power of whatever it is. That was a really good one. Thank you, Abby. That was like, oh my God, that was awesome. That was an awesome, your guides were really good on that one. Thank you. Thank you. And Marilyn, anywhere where you have been taught or believed that you need to take care of others first, are you willing to let go of that now? I always and forever take care of my needs first. I always and forever take care of my needs first. Oh. And anywhere, Marilyn, that you have taken on a carryover from your cloistered nun previous life, are you willing to let go of that now? That's never come up before, Marilyn. But I'm definitely seeing this kind of entrainment. It's kind of an energy field that had been around you up until this just popped up, of you taking care of others, you taking care of Christ's needs, which is very ambiguous. Like, what does Christ need? It was a construct from 2-3 lifetimes ago, where you were literally a cloistered nun. And I know you absolutely do not look good in black and white. So, my point is, are you willing to let go of any of that, where do that integration? I'm ready, willing, able, and safe to take care of myself now first. This is the nurturing card. Then, because again, you are, the microcosm is the macrocosm. And so in taking care of you first and having your needs met, that whole oxygen mask, right? You know the story. Okay, who's next?
Great. So it's Tinkerbell is on Facebook.
Hey, Tinkerbell. Thanks for being here. It's Tanya. Anywhere. So Tanya, you're really sensitive to energy. You can feel people's expectations. And anywhere anywhere where there's okay, in old times, this is during the harvest, and it wouldn't be just one farmer that celebrated the harvest and invited all of his neighbors. This was other farmers that brought their harvest, and they shared. It was a shared abundance. Someone brought corn, someone brought the turkey, whatever it was a shared abundance. And anywhere where you have been expected to provide for everyone, are you willing to let go? Are you willing to let go of making it right for everyone? Because there are people out there, Tanya, that don't want it right. There are people that want to get energy from what you have, or making you feel guilty about what you have or don't have, or no, it's what you have. Like your harvest. Well, why aren't you sharing the harvest with me? Well, what did you bring to the harvest? What did you bring? I hope this makes sense. Did I make sense, Kenneth?
It did.
Okay. All right, who's next?
Karen Hill.
Karen Hill, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
The thing I love about you, Karen, is you're the learner. You will never stop being curious. You will never stop learning. But this is time for you to slow down and take some inventory about what you already know, and giving yourself some credit for what you already know and acting upon that. And anywhere where you have had to prove yourself, are you willing to let go of any and all need to prove yourself? This is early. This is from 2-3 years old. Anywhere where you've had to survive by proving yourself, are you willing to let that go now? And I bless you with that energy. This is the new beginning. This is the first breath for you. Allow the first breath. Allow the new beginning. And let go of that. Or I'm not going to tell you. I highly recommend you let go of the need to prove yourself. And allow it to come in. Because you're getting downloads. You have a connection with other races. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, who's next?
Very good. Scott Ambrosi.
Ambrosi! Okay, thanks for being here, Scott. Ho ho! I love this one. It's reward. Reward. Claim your reward. Claim how good you are. And deserve it. So the integration is like I deserve all the rewards now. I deserve all the rewards now. And I'm always and forever free of the need to sacrifice for others. It's okay to sacrifice for others, but when there's a need to sacrifice for others, it can throw you completely off balance. So claim the reward. And get something in your room that is orange. It's like this color of burnt orange or this kind of reddish orange. That is the combination of like the power chakra and the base chakra. This will help spur the creativity. Okay, who's next?
Very good. It's gonna your Harlan.
Hey, Harlan. So Harlan, have Edna come over and smudge your house. You are extremely sensitive. You're picking up fears of other people and residuals that have been left in your house. So have Edna or Mindy come over. Oh, and have Edna bring her drum. And in no uncertain terms, smudge and clear that. Clear the house. Then put salt under your bed and salt at your doorstep once you do this smudging. The salt at the doorsteps, when you lay the salt out, you go in no uncertain terms, nothing and no one enters this house unless it's for my highest and best good. So that when people come into your house, if there's something attached to them, they don't bring that into the house with them. Okay.
Lana's next.
Hey, Lanny. Okay. So I have one of my clients who's a fairly well-known actor. And actually, Scott and I were talking about this, where he portrayed this villain on a stage play. And it took him literally months of therapy because he literally took on actor that role. And so, but the opposite is true. This is your power as an actor to broadcast feeling better. Or universe, take this away from me now. God, universe, however you want to term it, Lana. This is playing the part and oh. So when you're an actor on stage, Lana, you don't pay attention to the hecklers or the people talking, right, in the audience. You are focused on your role in no uncertain terms. Anywhere, Lana, where anyone is projecting worry about you or at you, kindly and lovingly return that energy to sender. It's in a very loving way. It's not your immediate family, and I can call you on this later, but it's not your immediate family. It's like in-laws that they've been taught about projecting worry, that they think they just got to twist it around, Lana. It's like people think, well, if I worry about that person, that's a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. That's just what we've been taught, okay? And it's not that they're bad or wrong. It's just that that's how they've been taught. And yeah, it's convoluted. So any of that energy that's being projected at or around you, just kindly, like with Jared, he created this bubble of light, and nothing and no one that was not of the light could be present in that bubble. So create that bubble around you, around your business, around your home, and keep expanding it. Okay, here we go. Who's next?
Very good. So 3 more people. Cassandra Elfroth is new, I believe.
Cassandra, thank you for being here. I love it. Okay. Okay, my dear. Do I have to be a priestess? Yeah. Can I be something else for a while? Okay. But you're a priestess. Take a break. Take a break. You know, enlightenment is... So what you do before enlightenment is you chop wood and haul water. And then after you've gotten enlightenment, oh my gosh, do you know what you do? You chop wood and you haul water. Take a needed rest. When worry comes up, or a little bit of darkness, or not darkness, but it's... You've always been taken care of. Somehow, Cassandra, it's always worked out for you. You have work to do. Take a break if you need to, but your work is important. Who you are, what you do. You've been given a task, and you're doing number 1 really well at it. Take a break if you need to for a few days, but get back to it, because there's nobody better at it than you. Okay? All right.
Ashley S. is next.
Ashley S. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Okay, this is funny. I think you're going to love this, Ashley. They're showing me, you know, at night, the North Star and it's guided. You know, you're guided. The North Star guides you, and it's just wow, amazing. North Star, it's there. But on the other half of the earth, it's daylight, and the sun is a star, and it's right there. Like it's right in front of you. This is, are you willing to let go of what is not working out and looking for a North Star and knowing it's going to work out? And you know, I'm just looking for, but it's all dark and night around me. That's just what you've been taught. And how your thinking has been programmed. This card is about, hey, Ashley, the sun is a star, and you don't have to run around bumping into things at night. You're done bumping into things. Create what it is you want in the brightness of the sun and say, okay, universe, sorry I missed the fact that the sun is a star as well, and it's as very much as guiding. Shed light on this now. Shed light on what has prevented me from moving into this light of awareness. Oh man, I felt their energy move on that one. I send that all out to all of you. That this light of awareness, no matter what it is, whether it's physical illness or financial or whatever it is, to clear that, because the sun is a star as well.
Very good. Doreen, thank you so much.
Doreen! Oh my God, I'm so excited you're here. Thank you for being here. So Doreen, things will come together when you decide what it is you really want. Anywhere or anything that has pulled you out of yourself, or that you've allowed yourself okay, let me put it this way. Let's say somebody, Doreen, says, you know what, I'm not a cook because I always burn the food. And so that person then invites a whole bunch of people over for a party and just is so involved in entertaining other people, they totally forget about the food in the oven. And guess what? They burn the food because their belief system is they burn food. And then they actually created the situation of having all these people over to create the burning of the food. Did I explain that okay?
Yes, you sure did. And Barb is last.
Okay. So anywhere, Doreen, where you have a belief system that having your, so be, are you willing to be free of creating all these different pots of things to do and bring it back into two things? Narrow it down to two things that you really want. This is the synergy, that bring it together. Like create two things that you really want, knowing that they're going to succeed, and releasing any fear of failure. Are you willing to let go of any fear of failure around those things not working out? and not creating the burned food. I hope I made myself clear on that one. Did I?
Good. That was really good. Yeah. That's exactly cooking is synergy.
Synergy, yeah. Okay, and Barb's on?
Barb's on last.
Awesome. Okay. Barb is on, you guys. If you've read my book, an amazing teacher, and I know she's blasting everybody on the show with great, great juju. That's why I'm like, oh my God, this is an amazing show. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Barb, for being here. So what you're doing is you're changing things on a molecular level. Because I'm looking at here, I'm looking at these. Can you see this card, Kenan?
Yes.
What are those things called? They're
Dodecahedrons, I think.
they're like dodecahedrons. They're
Isocahedron.
huh?
Isocahedron is it.
Isocahedron. They're of the tiniest molecular structure.
Crystals is what Barb says.
Crystals, yeah. This is they're creating something new. They're creating a new structure. And I don't even know how to describe this, but this is the it's not about negativity. It's about creating this new structure which okay, so there's a solid wall. There's this, it appears to be a solid wall. And you go, wow, how am I going to get around that? Well, if you get on a molecular level, that is no solid wall. That is like moving through, and then it begins these molecules or structures that begin to grow, and then they crack the wall. There is no wall. And everybody on the show, any illusion that there's some kind of wall or obstacle, what actually is that? What is that teaching you? This is going beyond it, around it, through it. It doesn't even exist. Wow. Okay, that was amazing.
Great show.
Okay, that was everybody?
That's everybody tonight, yeah.
Okay, I love you all very, very much. Barb, thank you, oh, every one of you for being here. And I can't wait till Sunday, and we'll do the show again. And let me know the changes. Let me know what you're feeling in the next few days, or what's changed for you, because there's some immense power going on here, and there's something happening with every one of you because you've been on this show. If you couldn't have been on this show, that's okay. This energy is going out. It's restructuring big time. So great blessings to you all. Thank you so much. Have a great night.